DaVinci Resolve, especially those days, a lot of people are using it, and at the same time there's some problems that happening and we need to get them sorted out, especially how to make DaVinci Resolve run faster, because no one really wants to edit videos while it is so slow. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that you have to change, and you have to be careful as there's some stuff that you need to notice. So as you can see here, this is our timeline. The timeline resolution is 4K. The important thing here to do is changing it from 4K to full HD while you are editing, and then when you finish all the edits, then get back and change it to 4K. But like, realize that whenever you do that, the effects, colors, and overall video may change, especially the text. As an example, if we change this here, the tracking to 100, and then we get back to full HD or vice versa, as you can see, there will be change in the text. So mind that, but I really do recommend to work in full HD. It will really make the timeline way smoother and reliable. One of the things that a lot of people don't know, and they really be confused about their PCs, full maxed out specs, and still there's some footages that make their devices or PCs so heavy and almost not usable at all. Here is the codec, which is the H.265. As you can see right here, H.265, and after that it is 10-bit. But most importantly, H.265 files don't work perfectly on Intel MacBooks. I'm using 2019 MacBook Pro, and any Intel CPU that is 11th generation or older cannot handle H.265 files good. Anything after that will be much better, like Intel 12th gen and above. So what do you do if you have MacBook that use an Intel, which is obviously before the 12th gen? All you have to do is going to your video options on the video and then generate proxy media. But hold on, you have to go to your settings first and then go down here on master settings, and here proxy media format. You have all of the options in the world to choose from, but I really do prefer for this scenario to change from H.265 to H.264. Of course, if you have other things in your mind that you want to do, then it's up to you, but changing to H.264 will let the computer behave much better. An important thing when you are setting the settings for proxy media, which is choosing the resolution. You have all of the options. It's up to you, of course, to choose which one of those. Also depends on your computer. As an example, if you chose original and it has the same problem, then just reduce it. But to be honest, from the beginning, try to use half or quarter. Try not to go to 1/8 or 1/16, because the quality will be like, it's not just trash, it's like trash to trash. If that's worked, voila. Change options, of course, hit on the video, then options, generate proxy media. It will take its time, but believe me, it is really worth it, and the experience of you editing will be much smoother, will flow much nicer. If you are interested and you want to get the same results that I get with my videos, as you can see right here, all the grain, all the film stocks, how it look like the classic film, then use the Enhancer Pro with all the options, and I have a full review about it. Check it here or here. If you buy it, then just put the code MOHD, MOHD, all in capital, and you will get 10% discount. One more thing about generating proxy media, it doesn't only have to be H.265 then converted. Even if you have like heavy videos with heavy data on them. And one more thing, by the way, even if you change from H.265 to H.264, whenever you're exporting, let it be as it is, H.264. That would be easier for the computer itself to just do it, convert and compress the video easily, because if you still have the H265 there, it will also be heavier, unless you want to keep some storage and you want to be efficient. There is only one problem with that, which is it does take time, especially if you are converting a lot of files with a lot of data, but it is worth it in the long run, especially if you have a long edit. It will be a breeze. Another thing that will really help DaVinci run faster, which is this tab: bypass, color grades, and fusion effects. Now let's play the video without turning it off. As you can see, the frame rates, it is changing, it is not stable, but then whenever we hit on it and then we play back again, it is way smoother. But here, be careful whenever you do it, because sometimes if you have huge edits, sometimes you may panic and ask yourself, where is the stuff? But then here you just tap in, tap out, and that's it. But the thing that you really have to focus on also, which is, how many times I said that, but yeah, go to this tab, which is effects, and with this toggle you can toggle the effects on and off. Here the thing that you have to remember, that if you turn it off and you didn't remember, khalas, this would never be on the end result. But if you, one of the really important and good options that you have in DaVinci Resolve, which is render cache or render cache, and actually what it does is, from its name, it's rendering first, then save it to your memory, and it is beneficial, like really beneficial. Like, you can imagine that every hard effect on your timeline, as you can see, we have plenty here. Whenever you just open it and then hit on render cache, smart, then it will start to choose automatically which places that needs to be rendered. And then of course, when it's red, it needs to be rendered. When it's blue, it is rendered already. But put in your mind that if you change anything on the places that is rendered, then it needs to render again. And if you change any settings, it will do the same. As you can see right here, it's turned to red. And then if you use user, then you can choose which effects to render exactly. But mind that if you didn't choose the resolution for it, then it will finish a lot of space. You can literally eat space like no tomorrow. 70 gigs, 80 gigs, 1 tera. If you didn't focus with it, then what you have to do is go into your settings and then here, render cache format, DNX, HR, this is the best, this is the lowest, ProRes media, this is the highest, this is the lowest, and back and forth. You got the idea. And also another tip you can use, which is editing from an SSD, as the one that you see on the screen right now. It will make your life way easier. And to simply put it, instead of letting the memory of the device reading and writing for the application and for everything else that's going on your PC or MacBook or whatever, it is better to let the DaVinci Resolve, and of course in this situation, to just read and write from the SSD directly instead of the main memory on the laptop. It will make it way faster. And also, that's a smart thing. I didn't try it yet, but I see it is good. If you connect two hard disks, one to put the cache on, like a huge HDD hard disk, like 4 tera, 14 tera, whatever number that you can get, and then the SSD to get the main footage in.